That says it all, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
Yeah, I am divinity defined. I am the God on the inside. I'm light. I'm consciousness itself. All those other stories, all those other events that happened in your dream of being a human being separate from everything else is just a learning experience. It's to learn that you are light, that you are divinity, that you are love, that you are perfect as God created you. You are absolutely perfect just the way you are. All the external conditions and circumstances, it always changes. It always is flowing and moving. But the one thing that is constant is the light within you. And that's what we're going to focus on today. Last week we talked about raising our vibration, to raising the frequency of our vibration so that that light can be experienced more and more in our lives personally, but also in everyone's life whom we touch, everyone around us. We want to be the light of, literally be the light of the world. It's not just a metaphor. Everyone thinks it's symbolic. It's not, it's true. It's the vibration of the Christ or the divine light within you. Raise that frequency of light. That's what we've been talking about. And I really believe that the best way to do that is to focus our mind on it. You know, way back in the Old Testament, Isaiah, it says, if we keep our minds stayed on the light, it says on thee, on God, right? Then God or the divine mind will keep us in perfect peace. Why? Because God trusts in you just as much as you trust in it. The universe not only trusts you, will give you anything that your mind is focused on. That's why it's so important to focus our minds on the truth and to focus our minds not on the concepts, but on the vibration of light. How are we vibrating? What is our frequency? Each and every moment. And we can always ask for that to be expanded and raised up a little more each and every day. The energy of this is the energy of peace, finding peace within yourself. For the energy of peace is what will bring the human family back into harmony. Not the stress of trying to control the world around us. If you see, why people are angry, why they are hateful, why they are upset, why they are sad, why they are feeling separate and divided and lonely and afraid, and why we keep fighting with one another and having wars on our planet, and we keep it all going because we're trying to control the world around us, trying to control that which has already been projected from that belief in separation. The belief in separation is projecting that world of separation. So we have to bring it back to ourselves and create an energy of peace within ourselves. We create that energy of peace. We bring back the human family into harmony with itself because it's in harmony with the universe, because we individually are in harmony with the universe. If we wish to use our energy for the highest good of all, we're going to have to focus our minds on the truth and trust that the universe is unfolding perfectly, even when it at times doesn't appear to be. We just have to remember, the universe is always saying yes. It's always saying yes to you, to your energy, to your frequency. Whatever frequency you're vibrating at, the universe is saying yes. Have more of that. That's what you want? Great, here you go. So check your frequency, check your vibration. That's why we always seek to raise our vibration up, the vibration of love. We want to raise that up more and more. The universe is going to match that vibration. It's going to give you more of that. If you want to succeed at something or achieve a goal or manifest a relationship or have abundance and financial blessings, and there's only one thing that you have to do is focus your mind on it. That's it. That's it. You say, well, I'm focusing my mind, but I'm not getting what I want. Well, maybe you're focusing your concepts, your conceptual mind, but where's your vibration? That's what we talked about all last week. That's your real mind. Divine mind is your only mind. The conceptual mind, the conscious mind, has to be brought into alignment with divine mind. Do you guys agree with that? Amen. If I bring my conscious mind in alignment with all there is, with divine mind, which wants my highest good at all times, guess what I'm going to get? My highest good. Thank you. This is a smart crowd. Duh, says Bruce. That's how I feel sometimes. Why am I still feeling this way? Well, I'm not in alignment. I'm not aligning my conscious mind with what I really want. I'm not aligning my conscious mind with my highest good. There's a guy, I look for quotes sometimes, and then if I find one and there's a person that I don't know, I look up that person. There's a guy named Brian Tracy, and he says this: the key to success is to focus our conscious mind on what we want. It's just pretty simple. Focus your conscious mind on what you desire and not the things that you fear. This guy wrote 80 books. I never heard of him before, and he wrote 80 books on personal development and success and using the mind to succeed. Now, that's because I don't think I'm reading enough. Right? We don't read enough. We go online and we scroll. You know what we read? We read one sentence and we scroll to the next thing. Or we see a picture, we scroll to the next. It's like when I was a kid and we just looked at the pictures in the book. And we just kind of made up whatever story we wanted by looking at the pictures. It's all a fantasy. I'm sorry to say this, but most of the human family right now is living in a fantasy. It has nothing to do with reality. It's all going on in your head. Your conscious mind is busy making things up, believing they're true, and skipping reality entirely. It's amazing. What a phenomenon. But you know what? You've been doing that since the beginning of time. The internet has just magnified it. This is what we've been doing, is making up a reality, quote unquote, that's an illusion of, it's just what we're thinking in our head. If we bring our conscious mind in alignment with the divine, if we start out with the premise that I am light, that I am love, that I am connected, that I am one. That's it. That's the biggest one. I am one. I am pure consciousness. It's very important to make these affirmations all the time. You're telling yourself a story that's not true. But when you say, I am light, you're replacing the story that's not true with the truth, and that becomes your experience. Now, that's going to be true whether you're experiencing it or not. I'm just trying to speed up time for you. Because the time will come when you're on your knees begging for help, saying, why is this happening to me again? Right? And you forget that it's the environment that you created for yourself. It's the environment that you are living in your mind. And so it becomes the environment you're living in the physical realm. So instead of focusing on the things that you fear, we want to focus our conscious minds on the things we desire. So it makes perfect sense to me if we want to make God manifest in this world. If I want to make love manifest in this world, if that's what I desire, then I have to focus my mind on it. If we desire to discover divine mind, and eventually we all will come to the realization that there is only one mind, and that mind is divine mind, and that mind is your mind. But if you want to discover that, you have to focus on it. Myrtle Fillmore, co-founder of Unity, she says, when you truly go to the Christ within yourself, instead of what? Your own thoughts, your own limited, separate, conceptual perceptions or interpretations of what you think's going on, when you really go to the Christ energy, the Christ within yourself, instead of your own thoughts, you'll receive whatever you need. And you'll be given everything you need each and every moment to fulfill your destiny, to be the light of the world. Everything you need is coming to you. Focus on the Christ within you, the Christ within yourself. Not your thoughts about it, the vibration of it. This is what we learned last week, and this is what I am committed to doing in my life. Focus on the vibration of the Christ within me. So basically, Myrtle's telling us to focus our mind on the divine. And when we do that, we discover divine mind. And we discover that's the only mind. Focusing on divine mind instead of our thoughts is just the first step in raising your vibration. It's just the first step. Raising your vibration to the level of divine mind is the first step. Then you have to maintain it. You have to keep your focus there. If you're learning to surf, the first thing you do is learn to stand up on the board without getting knocked off. But then you got to get out there and learn to get on a wave while standing on the board. And then you got to learn to get out there and catch a bigger wave. And then you got to learn to stay on that wave until it comes in. And then pretty soon you can do all kinds of tricks and everything else while you're riding the wave. But at first, the first thing you have to do is learn to stand up on the board without falling off. That's what we're doing. We're learning to come into divine mind without falling back into our old thinking, falling back into the old thoughts of being limited, of being afraid, focusing on our fears. We're going to focus now on that which we desire and bringing it to manifestation. And that's really fun. That's surfing the wave. And when you fall off the first couple of times, you go, oh, this doesn't work. I'm not going to surf anymore. Forget divine mind. I'm going back to watching TV. That's more fun than watch the news on TV. Is that fun? It's not fun these days. Man, you turn that stuff off and get on your surfboard. That's it. Grab some more books. There's a free table downstairs. And you know, some of the books that I've got lying around the house are really cool. This one is from Myrtle Fillmore, How to Let God Help You. This is where I got that quote. So I'm going to read a little more of it with your permission. When you truly go to the Christ within yourself instead of your own thoughts, you will receive whatever you need. And unless you heed this instruction and drop the unwise things you have been insisting upon and begin to think of God in you and about you as the total fullness of every good, you will seem to go through an eternity of confusion and lack and hungering. You must direct your prayers up, not to the skies, but up to the God consciousness, into God consciousness within you. When you truly drop the thoughts of conditions and personal desires and personalities and enter into attention or focus of mind in God and think God only and give thanks that God only is expressing and manifesting everywhere in this universe, then you will speedily dissolve the old error beliefs and their counterparts in the manifest world. Now that's some pretty wise advice from Myrtle Fillmore, co-founder of Unity. One paragraph. I kept reading this book last night, and I realized that I don't have to stop at the first paragraph. I can keep going. I can fill my mind with God consciousness every day. It's my choice. What am I doing with my hours and my days? How am I focusing my mind? What thoughts am I holding on to? This amazing stuff. And this is Unity. This is the foundation. Myrtle and Charles Fillmore are our founders of this movement. She also says that the same Christ Spirit that was in Jesus is implanted in all children of God. In all children of God. The same Spirit that was in Jesus. Now that is really important, I feel, for all of us, because it takes away the separation and the idolatry and all the worshiping of somebody outside of us. Now we're called to find that Christ Spirit within us and bring it into the world. And you know, you're the one who's going to get the first blessing when you do that. You know, the first experience of finding the Christ within you is for you. This is chapter 13 in this book, How to Let God Help You, called The Christ Spirit. And if you don't have this book, there might be one downstairs in the library. You can take it home. You can borrow it. The same Christ Spirit that was in Jesus is implanted in all children of God. As you find the Christ in yourself, you realize that you are one with Jesus Christ in God mind. You're one. You're the same. There's no difference. You have the same measure of God as did Jesus in him. He just was bold enough to say, that's what I am. I am light. I'm a child of the divine. I'm going to focus all my attention on that. That's what we're called to do. Focus all of our attention on the truth that we are divine. Focus your mind on the truth. Your soul has taken deep root in the universal mind. You are a growing and unfolding manifestation of God, drawing upon the invisible and making God manifest. The power of divine mind is irresistible. And your part is to have faith in it, to make its good things manifest in your life and affairs. That's all. Your part is just to have faith and to allow it to be manifest in your life and affairs. Your job is to receive. Let it in. Receive the truth that you are light. Receive the idea that you are vibrating or can vibrate with the same Christ Spirit as did Jesus. Of course. Why else would he have demonstrated as a human being the divinity within himself unless it was to show you could do the same? That you have the same Spirit within you. That it's time to put down your toys of separation. I love it. So when you truly go to the Christ within yourself instead of your own thoughts, you're going to receive everything. And that's all our part is in this, is to demonstrate our faith in the truth. First, we have to get a conceptual understanding of truth. Pretty simple. 3 words. I am light. What's wrong with that? That's pretty simple. But it's a lot better story than the I am whatever you say and tell your story of woe. Your story of what's wrong with the world. Your story of pain. Your story of suffering. Your story of getting old. All these stories. What about I am light? Start there. Start there. Let your mind really take that in. I am light. Everybody say that.
I am light.
feel that vibration. Say it again. I am light. I am a divine expression of God. I am a divine expression of God. I am a radiating center of eternal love. I am a radiating center of eternal love. I am at peace. All is well with my soul. Thank you, thank you, thank you. This is the truth. Doesn't it make you feel good when you say the truth? It makes you feel great because it is the truth. It's manifesting. Everything else that we bring into manifestation through fear is temporary. It disappears. It goes away. Sometimes we don't even know how it went away, why it went away, but we're just glad it went away. Right? But somewhere we come to the point where we consciously focus our minds on the truth and then have faith. Just focus your mind on who you really are, what you really are. You are the light of the world. So be blessed, my friends, and remember always to be a blessing. Thank you. I love you.
You have been watching the message from our Sunday celebration service here at Unity on Cape Cod, providing a positive path for spiritual living. Please join us every Sunday morning at 10 a.m. at 147 Walton Ave, Hyannis, Mass., and visit us online at unityoncapecod.org. This video was made possible in part through a grant from Unity Worldwide Ministries and the Templeton Foundation.